Every year, when temperature soars many degrees, some events like wildfire occur which are beyond human control to a certain level, but some unfortunate events occur which are completely because of human negligence and ignorance.
Yes, thank God!
Sometimes, events and technology can take a hostile twist against human expectations, like the scorching heat that can turn a vehicle into a death trap, especially for young children left inside. Each moment becomes crucial as their fragile lives hang in the balance. The rapid increase in temperature inside a car can lead to severe heat stroke, causing irreversible damage or even death. Toddler rescued from hot car in 90 degrees. Grocery shopping is one of the most exciting outings for the lady of the house, but it is not that important that a mother should neglect her toddler for the task. In July 2015, a group of bystanders and shoppers were alarmed by the screams coming from a minivan in the parking lot of Costco Shopping Center in Hackensack. When they peeked in, they were terrified that a toddler was left alone and strapped in the car seat of that minivan. That day was one of the hottest days, and 90 degrees were recorded, let alone the heat accumulation of the vehicle itself. The group of shoppers tried to help the toddler get out of the van, but all in vain until the cops arrived and escorted the toddler out of the minivan by breaking the window. The condition of the toddler was very bad at that moment, as she was drenched in sweat. Her mother, Shyung Lim Kim, was shopping inside Costco. Unaware of the horrific condition of her daughter, she was later charged with child endangerment. The toddler was rushed to the hospital and later her custody was given to her father, hoping that the child would be in much safer and responsible hands. Overheated baby rescued from stolen car. Negligence by parents isn't always the sole cause of children being left in hot cars. The circumstances can sometimes be far more complex and harrowing than they initially appear. One such incident, which shook a community in Florida in August 2022, serves as a tragic reminder of how quickly an ordinary moment can spiral into a nightmare beyond imagination. It was an unusually hot afternoon when a mother, exhausted from a long day, returned to her apartment complex with her 11-month-old baby. She parked her car in her usual spot within the complex's parking lot, just a few steps from her apartment door. Believing she would only be away for a brief moment, she decided to leave her baby securely strapped in the car seat while she ran inside to grab a forgotten item. She left the window slightly cracked, thinking this would be enough to keep the interior temperature manageable. In that brief moment, fate took a cruel turn. A car thief, lurking nearby and waiting for an opportunity, saw the mother leave the car. Within seconds, he sprang into action, seeing the unattended vehicle as an easy target. He either failed to notice the baby in the back seat, or worse, simply didn't care. As the mother turned her back and walked toward her apartment, the thief jumped into the car and sped away. Panic set in as the mother returned to find her car gone and her baby missing. She screamed for help, her mind racing with terror and helplessness. Neighbors quickly gathered and someone called the police. Within minutes, law enforcement officials were on the scene and an Amber Alert was issued. But those minutes felt like an eternity to the frantic mother. The stolen car, now a mobile oven under the relentless Florida sun, became a perilous environment for the 11-month-old baby trapped inside. The temperature inside the vehicle skyrocketed, making the conditions inside unbearable. The baby's delicate body couldn't cope with the rapid heat increase, leading to overheating and dehydration. Meanwhile, the thief, perhaps realizing the severity of the situation or fearing the consequences of kidnapping, abandoned the car half a mile from the apartment complex. A passerby noticed the car parked awkwardly on the side of the road and upon closer inspection saw the baby inside and immediately called the authorities. By the time the police arrived, the baby was in a critical state. They quickly provided first aid, attempting to cool the baby down and rehydrate him until paramedics arrived. The infant was rushed to the nearest hospital, where medical staff worked tirelessly to stabilize his condition. Miraculously, thanks to the prompt response and immediate medical intervention, the baby survived the ordeal. Euclid police rescue baby in hot car. Sometimes technology can cause unexpected problems. In a recent incident in Euclid, Ohio, on Friday, August 13th at 12:18 p.m., it wasn't negligence but the rapid advancement of technology that turned a mother and daughter's day into a nightmare. But thanks to Euclid police and the baby's quick-witted mother who saved the day, a young mother, Nikki, along with her 2-month-old daughter, Sanaya, were ready to get off to work on Friday afternoon, and they were loading the car when something unimaginable happened. Mother tied her daughter safely in her car seat while she was packing her stroller outside the car when the car doors closed. And before Mother could act, they were automatically locked. The more distressing moment was when Mother realized that her car keys were left on the car seat along with her bag and mobile. Nikki started panicking at the situation when she could see that Sanaya was sweating in the hot car and Nikki was helpless outside the car. She was literally unable to help her daughter. Nikki ran to the office at the Vista Apartments on Lakeshore Boulevard, and they immediately called police. The temperature outside was around 85 degrees, and within minutes, around 104 degrees inside the vehicle. Captain Mitch Hauser said officers knew the clock was ticking because children's bodies heat up faster than adults, causing heat stroke and/or suffocation in mere minutes. Police rushed to the scene and grabbed their tools, but were unable to pry open either the door or window. Hauser said every time the lockout device hit the door lock button, the car would lock itself again, so the officer switched to another tool. Officers grabbed a sledgehammer and smashed out the front driver's side window. Luckily, and very smartly, Nikki always takes a frozen bottle of water with her to cool the baby down in hot weather. The officer grabbed the water bottle and began rolling it over Sanaya's pulse points. Florida mother charged of neglect. Jessica Kaiser was walking through a parking lot in Orange County in July 2018 when she spotted what she initially believed to be a doll in the back seat of a black Nissan Rogue, as detailed in a police report. Curious and concerned, she took a closer look and was horrified to discover that it was actually a baby, left alone in the vehicle with the windows rolled up on a day when the temperature had soared to 93 degrees.
And we just opened the door, but we don't know where the people are whose car it is.
Realizing the urgency of the situation, Kaiser found that the car door was unlocked. She quickly opened it to check on the baby and immediately called 911 to report the incident. The intense heat inside the car posed a serious threat to the child's safety, and she knew every second counted. Authorities arrived on the scene promptly, and around 24 minutes after Kaiser's call, the baby's mother, 33-year-old Megan Burgess, returned to the vehicle. According to the police, Burgess explained to investigators that she had forgotten her child in the car after dropping off her other 3 children at her father's house before proceeding to run errands. The incident highlighted the dangers of leaving children unattended in vehicles, especially during extreme weather conditions. Thanks to Kaiser's vigilance and swift action, the baby was rescued from the potentially fatal situation. 1-year-old rescued in Florida. On May 2024 at 5 p.m., a frantic 911 call came in from a Walmart parking lot. A mother was in distress. Her 1-year-old daughter was locked inside their car. 2 deputies rushed to the scene and spoke with the worried parents. The father explained that after securing his daughter in her car seat, he went around to the other side, only to find that the car had locked itself, trapping the keys and his baby inside. The situation was dire. The toddler had been inside the car for about 10 minutes. While the temperature outside in Palm Coast on that Monday was a warm 79 degrees Fahrenheit, the temperature inside the car had already soared to nearly 100 degrees. If the child remained in the car for another 10 minutes, the interior temperature would have climbed to a dangerous 110 degrees Fahrenheit. The deputies had to act fast. In the intense body cam footage from the sheriff's office, a deputy is heard explaining to the frantic mother that he needed to smash the car window to rescue her child. With no time to spare, the deputy shattered the back window of the Nissan Altima and quickly unlocked the door from the inside. Moments later, the crying toddler was safely back in her mother's arms, relieved and grateful. Thanks to the quick and decisive actions of the deputies, a potential tragedy was averted, showcasing the bravery and quick thinking of our everyday heroes. Not all heroes wear badges. Sometimes they emerge from the most unexpected places. Take our next video, for instance. Inmate rescues baby from locked SUV. On a fateful Thursday morning in 2019, outside the imposing walls of the West Pasco Judicial Center, an extraordinary scene unfolded, blending elements of teamwork, unexpected heroism, and a heartwarming outcome. The moment of crisis happened when a 1-year-old child, innocent and vulnerable, was trapped within the confines of a locked SUV. Panic surged as the child's mother recounted how her husband, in a moment of oversight, inadvertently locked their precious daughter inside, along with the keys resting tantalizingly out of reach on the front seat. An extraordinary team emerged from unexpected quarters. Work release inmates, unlikely heroes, joined forces with deputies and a sharp-witted bystander, their unity shining a ray of hope in the darkness. With just a simple clothes hanger and their ingenuity, this diverse group launched into action, racing against time to free a trapped child. Each twist and turn brought them closer to success. Fueled by their unwavering determination, the mother, capturing every heart-pounding moment on her cell phone, bore witness to their resilience in the face of adversity. And then, in a triumphant finale, the door yielded, revealing the unharmed child cradled safely within. Sheriff Chris Nocco, moved by their unprecedented teamwork, hailed the moment as a symbol of unity transcending boundaries. Through their steadfast resolve, they averted tragedy and safeguarded the innocence of a child. Sometimes, consequences of slight negligence could get much more severe and unbearable. What if kids are not lucky enough to get spotted by people around, or they could not get rescued well in time? Things could get bad to worse in no time. Just like the unfortunate kid in this next video. 2-year-old dies after being left outside Brandon Shopping Center. In March 2017, a toddler died in Florida on Tuesday after being left inside a hot car for 5 hours. The 2-year-old boy, identified as Jacob Manchego, was found unresponsive in a locked SUV at a shopping plaza in Brandon. Jacob's half-sister, 21-year-old Fiorella Vanessa Silva Tello, left the child in the vehicle. He was rushed to a local hospital where he later died. Silvatello arrived for work at Best Friends for Kids, a Christian-based childcare and learning center in the shopping plaza, on Tuesday around 9:30 a.m., with Jacob in the car, then left him unattended in the vehicle. At approximately 2:30 p.m. local time, she returned to the car and found Jacob unconscious, according to the sheriff's office. She carried him to a dialysis center in the shopping plaza where first aid was administered. A Hillsborough County Fire Rescue team arrived on the scene and transported the child to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead.